I had a company come to me called Silentia Specialized Counselling. And Johann, what he does is he helps counsel people in trauma, but not using words. So using a tool called TRE. So how do you explain something like TRE in words, which, as you're looking at me now with the confusion on your face, so that was the problem. How do I take something that is just so random and so weird and so out of what we're thinking and put that out there so that people will go and book his services?
So what was at stake for them?
Everything, because if you don't know he's there and you don't know he's in Randburg and that he has a studio or a space that he can go and speak, no one will come. So everything was at stake for him, is that he needed an ability to have a website that people can go to, read up on what he does, and then use that as the platform, which I'll tell you a little bit later, to get people into his door.
And how long did he have this problem?
Pretty much a while. So he was coming across from Springs and he was moving his practice through to Randburg. So in Springs or on the East Rand, he's built up a lot of contacts. He knew everybody where he was. When he arrived in Randburg, of course, he didn't know anybody and the culture is different, as he'll tell you. So when he arrived, I would say to you from day one, he had this problem that we then needed to work on and bring recognition to what he does here in Randburg, in Joburg North.
And what solutions had he already tried that didn't work?
So he had tried Facebook. He had tried having some sort of little website or at least some sort of ads, and he had all of those in place. But now he needed to move everything over and put them across here. So how do you get what you know in word of mouth in Springs? We needed to develop that word of mouth here.
Welcome to Meet My Business, the podcast where real businesses tell their real stories. Deborah Aspoas is my guest today. How did you solve this problem?
Right, so what I did was, the very first thing is we get you a website presence. So it's around putting that presence up and then defining exactly who he is, what is the service that he offers. So it's explaining his tool, TRE, tension release exercises. It's taking that information and making it sort of into bite-sized chunks that anybody who picks it up can understand it. And then taking those bite-sized chunks and putting it into the Facebook market, putting it onto Google, putting it into LinkedIn, putting it into all of those different spaces. And in a way that people will be able to recognize, hang on, that's me. I know that. I'm stressed. I'm not sleeping. I'm feeling anxious. I don't want to talk about it. And let me just find out a little bit more. And then once we get you to the website, I then start introducing you to Johann. And it's through voice. It's through his books that he's got. It's through making sure that you can book your appointment directly online. And we even did something quite fun. We took it into images. We leaned into AI and we created statues because a lot of us are acting as statues. And each of those statues represent something. So it represents you leaning over and you're cold or you're tired. It's representing stress. It's representing loss. And we put all of those onto his website, put them into the Facebook sort of groups, and then very much onto LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is where you often find those stressed folk that don't want to talk about things. And they're looking and they're saying, this is something different. Let me go and have a look. So what do we do? So we started all of that. And within 3 months, he got his traction on his website that he needs. And we're not just letting the website be a brochure. It actually becomes a business tool for him. From your website, you can book. From your book, you can buy a book. From now, we're looking at how do we introduce the courses? How do we start getting you registered for courses, registered for where is he next speaking? What is he saying? And that now, from where we were sitting with sort of maybe if we were lucky 5 people were visiting his website in the beginning, we're now sitting on average at 50 people having a look at his website. His bookings are flourishing. He's getting to people that he needs to speak to and growing, which is amazing. So I'm Deborah Aspoas, and my company is For You to Jumpstart.
So tell me in one sentence who you are as a person.
I am the web mistress, and the web mistress, not because I'm a good mistress, but because I'm not a web master. I'm very passionate about female entrepreneurship, being involved, being a woman. So I take ownership of the mistress. And you know what? I love whips because they really do whip you into shape. And you see that coming and you immediately will give me the content I need, and you'll be able to give me all the information that I need to be able to make you look better. So that's me as the web mistress.
You've just described 50 Shades of Deborah.
100%. 100%. But what's interesting is I don't make a good mistress. I can't keep a secret. I do love telling stories. I do love being involved in stories. I'm not discreet. I want to listen to who you are, what you do, and give your business an online voice. And don't tell me something you want to keep secret. Just tell me how I can grow your business, and I'll publish it and shout it from any website.
So what does a typical day look like for you?
Right. So for me, a lot of it is around thought process. So to do the actual work and posting and all that's really quite monotonous and boring once you've got it. So I wake up, I'm an early bird. I'm usually woken up by my 4 Labradors. And I'm like, okay, I'm up. And then it's about noticing things. It's around thinking, what have you seen in the day? So depending on which client you're working on in that day. So if I'm working for a physio, I'm thinking about who's the clients that the physio needs to see? Oh, my shoulder's sore. All right, let's think a little bit about that. Then it's usually getting up, you go and eat something. Now I'm starting to look, and I love researching. I love going down a rabbit hole and finding out things. And suddenly I realize, hey, hang on a minute. This physio thing is actually a real thing. A lot of people are battling with sore necks, sore shoulders. How do I put that into a post on LinkedIn that people will recognize so we can get the ergonomics sorted out? Then in the afternoon, I'm looking at something different. I might be selling, I often say I got some of the vices as well. At one point, I did have a guy who had CBD for pets. So I was doing a whole range of CBD. And then you're looking at how do you handle that? And then you're looking at a guy who was doing craft beers. Okay, how do I sell him? And then you're going in the next minute, you're having a look at something completely different. And that's looking at family constellations and how they work in the sort of more somatic version of counselling. So my days are wonderful. They are so varied. The more information, the more I can talk, the more I can speak, the better, because that's how I learn and gather. And I feel like I am that typical gatherer, going in and finding all sorts of random pieces of information.
How did you get into this industry?
Interestingly enough, I started out as a social worker. From being a social worker there already, I love the stories and things. And then what I did is I moved into corporate side of life and became a project manager, business analyst, the usual, and ended up at Cell C for 13 years and being very much involved in the call center industry. And call centers are little microcosms of human nature and human beings. And that's where I found that's where you can start learning all the different stories. That voice at the end of the phone that you often hear is actually a person, has a story, knows a whole lot about your company, about your business. They want to help you. There's a natural desire to, and you just see who are the people. So all those many years ago when Facebook and all of these little things were just starting out, I was involved in setting up one of the first help desks in Facebook, in Instagram, on how to actually help people. And from there, over the years, you just get on and you develop and you start learning. And when, of course, it comes to a point, COVID arrived, and I'm looking back and I'm thinking, okay, now what do I do? And it actually was just easy. It's just consolidate everything you've learned over the years, throw out the bits you don't like, and just take the passion and run with it. And that's here we are today.
What do people closest to you say that you do?
Talk. Not sit down enough and actually do my work. So I think a lot of them do understand, because like I said to you, I love to I can talk it, hind leg off a donkey. But a lot of them will know that I do speak, I do talk, and they do know that I do website development, and they do know that I'm on LinkedIn, and they come in, and then they do tell me all their cringy LinkedIn stories, and they pretty much get me.
You said COVID was like a way into this.
Yes.
What was the decision process around starting this?
I think like everybody, oh my God, I need money, I need to eat. What do I do? How do I do it? And you can't get out. So take your passion. And for me, I was lucky in that I was already involved in online stuff. I was already designing. I was already a customer experience consultant that was involved in various banks and with various media houses, etc. So for me, it was just a natural sort of progression into this. I did very fortunate, met somebody who actually lived in South Africa who migrated to Australia. But we met online, and she then said, get into your BNI network, go and start networking online, because that's where you're going to find people. And that's how I then got in and sort of started building those connections.
And what did those early days look like? Be honest now.
No, panic. It's like that imposter syndrome is a real thing. It's like, who on earth would want to listen to me or hire me, or how, where? So it was horrible. And you're looking out into the world and you're just thinking, well, I don't know, is my message coming across? What is going on? I don't know. And so those early days were rough, but I must say, surrounded by really incredible people. Yes, it was online. Yes, it was a lot of Zoom calls. Yes, it was all of that. But without that online support and online communities, I think it would be very different today.
And if you look back now, what you know now, what do you wish you had known when you had started?
Funny enough, to start earlier. Don't wait for your passions. Don't wait you're sitting there at a desk or a job that you hate. You don't like the people around you, but you feel trapped because you don't know how. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just get started. Just take that first step. It can fail, so what? Try again. Keep getting up. Don't stop. But whatever you do, don't just get stuck in this malaise of, I need to earn money. I need to be there. No, stop it. Life's too short. That's what I would tell myself.
Okay, start.
Start.
Get going.
Damn it, start.
And what surprised you most about building your business?
That people are out there to help you. That they're not, so even in people in the same industry, same thing. It's not that if you allow people to help you, they will help you. Just be careful, obviously, who you trust and but you know who those people are. And just get out there and do your best. And the people will support you.
So imagine I know absolutely nothing about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
How would you explain it to me?
Okay, can I assume you do know online?
Yes.
Okay, right. So for me, it all starts with your LinkedIn profile. And as a business owner, you need to be on LinkedIn. And yes, I know it can be a platform that people sort of love or hate. But the thing is, it's one of the best ways that you can get your search engine optimization going for relatively nothing. So you're posting and you're creating your company page, and you get a bit depressed because nobody's liking you, nobody's commenting. Thing is, that's quite normal. What is happening is that I call them LinkedIn lurkers. They're lurking, they're spying on you. They want to see what you're going. They're not going to click on you because in LinkedIn it comes back with, this is who looked at your profile. So they're just kind of watching what's going on. What I then do is give you, when you click next, or when you click on that website, I then allow you to go and explore who you are in a safe space. It tells you, it gives it to you all in one concise piece of information, and that's what your website is. Then once you've developed your website and you've started telling people who you are, what you are, it's then talking about how do I take that conversation, I link it into connecting into your website, and then I help you converse. How do I do that? Through your booking mechanisms, through your books that you want to sell, through like you having an event. Post it on your website so people know where it is, not on a social media where you're the victim of an algorithm. You know that people that are interested in you will find you on your website, and create a hashtag so it's not hard to remember. Hashtag. And don't put numbers in your business name for you to jumpstart. It becomes quite a pain to try and tell people how to write out your email address. It's too late now, I've got it.
one-to-one-conversations.com.
Yeah, just keep it simple.
Yeah. Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is that entrepreneur who's in their first or second year of business, who's still trying to do everything themselves, but realizes some things they just can't do. So I'm looking for that person who's started out their new online shop, or who has started out their own consulting company, or who started their own IT company. It's doing everything, but needs to start relinquishing some of the stuff that they are not passionate about. And usually that is your marketing side and speaking about yourself and being spoken about online. Those are the guys that are not interested. They're not interested in doing it. They know they have to do it, so they don't do it. I want that ideal person.
Now imagine I'm your ideal client and I contact you.
Yes.
What process do you take me through? What does my client journey look like?
Your client journey is going to be starting with that very important question is, who is your ideal client? Who are you looking for? What are you looking for? Because without that persona, you're going to be marketing to anybody. And anybody, nobody, maybe somebody. So we can't do that. It's around being able to talk to that person, that ideal client. Your business needs to talk to them. So who are we focusing it on? Not to everybody, very specific. If you're an IT company, what in IT are you doing? Are you fixing computers? Are you selling AI? Are you putting in security systems? Because all three are very different. So we have to have different campaigns to that. So it's really around talking. That's my best way. I'm not afraid to come to your offices. I will come and sit there and spend a day with you. I will use your products because if I understand it and if I can sell it, then pretty much everybody can. Not saying that I'm smart at it. I'm saying I'm that dumb. So if I can understand it, pretty much you can. I like to be able to, if you've got a product, I want to use it. I want to see if I can use it. And you'll often find me wandering around talking to your clients. And that's the most important. Then from there, I put together the profile. It's your voice, so you can break it. You can improve it. You can tell me no. And it's not about in 2 takes or in 2 things. It's until we get it right. We'll go on, we'll get it right, we'll publish. But the one thing I will say to you is that we're not waiting 6 months to publish. You're getting it out there and then we're fixing it. Because otherwise nothing will be done and you'll wait 6 months and then you'll moan at me.
Do you ever get clients that don't realize that they have a problem that you can see?
Always, yes. And those are difficult people to work with. They're not my favorites ones to work with, I'll be honest with you. Because if you don't know you've got a problem, you're not going to know that you need to fix it. And no matter how many times I tell you and advise you and suggest it to you and whip you and try and show it to you, if you're not going to do something, I can't do it for you as much as I would love to, and it would be so easy for me to do. And often those are the folk that I've worked out that fairly early on those are the folk I need to walk away from because they make me sad. I want to help. If you don't want my help, it's okay. I'll move on.
Now tell me about somebody that you did help that had a fantastic outcome, better than they expected. Tell me that story.
Ah, man, no. So there's so many beautiful ones. So the one lady in America, she, like I spoke to you about family constellations earlier, she was just incredible. Her website was ticking over quietly. She was developing it. What I know about family constellations and what I know about Enneagrams and all of that and Reiki and all those things is quite scary. It's very little. But you know what? The two of us worked out our time zones. We know we can get up. Today, what is so amazing about her is she has got a thriving business in the States. All her clients are booked online. We were having an issue where she wanted to be able to save her clients money on fees. But through investigation, we found that you don't need to use PayPal. You don't need to use all these expensive card processors, especially in the States. She's got products like Venmo and Zelle, which we don't necessarily know. But once you've worked it out, you can actually put it onto your webpage that encourages people to pay for our website by Zelle and Venmo. And it works. And it's a bit more of a manual process, but you know what? It saves people money. And if they want to do that, it's easy enough to do. Otherwise, there's your credit card details. There's what you can go. And so far, it's been amazing because she's had full classes. She's had full events. She's coming out. She's managed to get herself out here now in South Africa in September, which is amazing. And just working with that kind of energy in person is phenomenal. So something just completely, radically different.
What is your ratio of local South African clients and international clients?
At the moment, it's about 80-20, more to local than international. I suppose when you said earlier, what's my ideal client, I would love to have more international clients. Not for anything else, but the dollar is always great. but local clients are nicer because at least we're on the same time zones. But yeah, either or.
Okay, let's talk about the benefits of what you do. What changes for a client after they've worked with you? Not what you did, but what is different for them?
I often hear folks saying to me that they like me as a sounding board. So again, it's not all digital. Funny enough, although I communicate digitally, when I'm working with my clients, it's one-to-one. And it's that half an hour to an hour, if it's not weekly, monthly, depending on what you're doing, where they can actually just talk to me about their businesses. And that often just sort of sways into help me. I don't know how. Show me. I don't know what I'm doing, or just having a general business conversation, because often business owners are quite alone, and they don't realize, that what they are going through is normal, or it's not unusual. And sometimes just that conversation, just that talk, and somebody who's prepared to say, okay, that's not working, let's change it. It's okay, we can do that. Not, fill in something, do this, maybe next month. It's immediate. And if I don't know the answers, it's brilliant. I know people who know that I can put you through to.
Yeah. What does a client tell you that tells you that you got it right?
They say nothing.
Oh.
That's when I know I've got it right. When it's working, they're saying nothing. When it's not working, they're saying a lot.
They have a lot to say.
Yes. Then I know.
And what problems do people have that they don't realize that you have, but that you can see and solve?
Just a really basic one is going onto your website, not your website, a website, and the information's outdated. The photograph is from 5 years ago. Your information, your products are old. You haven't updated it. Sitting there for you can see. And that's when I know there's an issue. When you click on a button and the click doesn't work. Or when you send off your form, people don't like using forms. So give an option to contact you via WhatsApp. Now, again, it depends on your business. Obviously, a big corporate is quite different. You're not going to give a WhatsApp number. But a local, little, small business, you need to be able to be accessible. And not all 24 hours, but be accessible. Let them know where to find you.
Mm-hmm. Let's come back to that opening story. How did that all pan out?
So it was really a wonderful story. So from Johann moving from Springs to Johannesburg, within a year he was up and running. He had his bookings coming in. He's actually opening up a new studio in Lone Hill. So it's not just in Randburg. He's moved to Lone Hill, together with. He's booked. It's not that he's just suddenly doing nothing. So he's from where he was doing a lot of the hard work of taking phone calls, booking, etc., managing finances. The website takes that all off him now. So now when a client arrives, they've already signed their agreements. He's spoken through to them. He's already sitting there with the person on time at the right location. They've paid. So it's because it's upfront payment and you're there, or you've agreed to your subscription that you've wanted. He doesn't need to worry about all of that. He just needs to sit with you. And for that time that he's booked, he's giving you undivided attention. And strange enough, more and more people are knowing about what TRE is, how it helps, how to use it, what groups to join. And that's what's so important.
So is this a once-off service that you do with somebody like that, or is it an ongoing process?
Oh, I'm going to answer that's both. Okay, so in Johann's case, it's an ongoing service. But I've had other clients where the website is there and I'm always monitoring it and hosting it, but they've chosen to do it themselves. They want to load their own events. They don't want to be phoning me every 5 minutes and saying, help me. They want to do it themselves. Mm-hmm. And then it's around more training, and I will get in there and train you how to do your systems and how to work your website. But the actual setting it up and getting it all there, that's where I help and then hand it off. And then depending, if you want me to be there monthly, weekly, daily, I'm there. I'm his choice.
So Johann's story, is that a unique story, or is that typical of how you work with clients?
Seems to be, when I'm looking back now, it seems to be more typical. So a lot of folk, they want me to continue helping. Like I said, I've got maybe 2 or 3 clients that just want to do it on their own, and that's okay. And the uptime is important. I've got the systems that are up. Sometimes I get phone calls to say, my website's down, only to find they didn't pay their domain fees. Oh. Okay, so it's like, but it's, otherwise the rest of the time I'm there. They know I'm there. They know that phone calls I can be a bit difficult to get hold of, but they know WhatsApps. And when I'm there, you WhatsApp me, within a couple of hours I'll be back to you. And then when there's a website issue, they phone me immediately and we get it sorted.
What advice do you have for a small business around websites? or general visibility on social media and so on?
Specifically on LinkedIn and websites, do it sooner than later. Because one of the things that everybody looks for is how long is your website been up and running. So the sooner you can get it started, as your business grows, you've got that date, so that when people are looking at you to see how long have you been in the business, what you're doing. Yes, you've started in 2026, but your business does become successful, does grow, and in like 5 years' time, at least you've got it, and you're not trying to start it in 5 years' time and try and prove to people that you've been alive and working. To get it going, my advice is that LinkedIn account that you created like 1 million years ago, resurrect it, because it's important. You're not starting from scratch. You've already got it. It's just building it up. So just get going and get it up and running. There are cheaper ways. You do not need to spend thousands and thousands, but you do need to get it up and running and get yourself a domain name. They're not expensive. And if you don't know how to do that, phone me.
No, of course. How often should one refresh or redesign your website?
As often as you like. It's up to you. But remember, we are people and creatures of habit. So if you're a very popular website and you suddenly move your events from one sort of high profile page to a bit more buried, you're going to make people just irritable because they are used to memory. So I click here, I do this, I do that. So the minute you change that sequence, unless you've got something really good that you're offering, it just takes people a while to relearn it, and it's irritating. For those of you that use Canva, you know that you could click download, you click, and you learn how to do it. Now they've upgraded it. It's quite user-friendly, but it takes a couple of times to realize, they've moved that to there. That's where it becomes painful. So update, do what you like, make it reflect you. If you want to stay same old, it's fine. If you want to update every day, it's fine. Just remember who you're doing it for. If you're doing it for yourself, all right. But if you're doing it for your clients to make it easier for them, then it's okay.
And we can't talk about websites without talking about AI.
Oh, I love AI.
Everybody can vibe code these days.
Yes.
And SEO is a thing of the past, really, because now you need to SGE things so that the AI can find it. Gavin from the studio told me the other day he's got a special hidden file that is just written for AI with content so that it can draw from that. How does AI change all of that?
In theory, it changes everything but nothing. So you should be doing this already. If you've got somebody who's helping you, your SEO is already there. You can, with AI, it's around making sure that your platform is synced into AI, that these systems can read your AI platforms. I specifically use a platform that does that already. Your keywords, you should have already been thinking about it. You should already know what questions your clients are asking. So for me, AI is part of the new world. It's okay to be using it. Use it as much as you can. Just watch out for a couple of things. Lean in. If you are using images that are AI generated, don't be smart and pretend it's yours. Give AI recognition for it, and be careful not to be like everybody else. And remember, everybody else is using the same pictures. Everybody else is doing the same thing. Again, you're wanting to be standing out. What's the best way to be standing out? Is be you. Be authentic. Be you and be out there. Watch out for the AI tropes. So having amazing day, that's an AI. The long EMS dash is AI. Now that's AI. So train your AIs and don't put everything into AI. Sometimes the short, dear, thank you so much for attending this podcast, is full stop is enough. You don't need to have 6 paragraphs saying thank you. And so AI is AI. It's there. It must be used. Whether you're using whichever variant of it, use it.
Which one do you use?
About 3 of them. So my favorite one, who just because I've been using a long time, obviously, is Chat. And I call him, mine is a he, and he's learned me. I've kind of gone into Claude a bit, but I think Claude's too smart for me some days, and he's like, okay. And then obviously Copilot, which is something that's, it's also, I know it's all part of the same family, but it just somehow, maybe just because it's, I don't know. He has moments too where he comes back and he gives me different ways of doing it.
Okay. Where do people find you? I suppose on your website.
On my website, through LinkedIn, through word of mouth, through communication. Yeah, that's how people. So, and mine is hashtag for you to jumpstart, and that'll bring you to foryoutajumpstart.com. You'll find, and I've got a beautiful
So is that
surname.
a 4 or a 4?
It's a numeral 4.
Ah.
And if you can't find me, then the best is my surname, Aspoas. It's a very uncommon name, so it's Aspoas. All Aspoas are related, so if you can't find me, the other ones will be able to point you to me.
And if somebody gets to your website, what do you want them to do there?
Right, so when somebody, that's actually a really good question. I want them to have a look at what I do, and then I want them to reach out to me to say, how can I help? And easier said than done.
One last tip for our viewer or our listener as to get the most out of these platforms and websites.
On LinkedIn, it's proof of life. On your website, on Facebook, it's proof of life. So you may not be a Facebook user, you may not be a LinkedIn user, you may not want to do these things, but people lurk and they want to see that you're in existence. With all the scammers and everything out there, if you are consistently posting and and whether it's just once a week, once a month, it's up to your cadence, just be there. Because that's where they're going to look for you.
Lurking seems to be the
lurking.
the operative word here.
It is.
And that is exactly why stories like this need to be told. Thank you so much for being so open about your journey today. If what you heard today resonated with you and you want to find out more about the business we discussed today, every guest we've ever had on Meet My Business, their business name, episode number and direct link lives in one place. Head over to bear.media/meetmybusiness.